Drive, The Surprising Truth of What Motivates Us by Daniel Pink is a book published already 10 years ago. The book's key idea focuses on the gap existing between how motivation is treated in the workplace and the results of social science research that shows that instead, most assumptions are seriously flawed. Much of what we assume we know around motivation as managers is therefore wrong. Part of this is because we assume all tasks at work are the same. There's instead a difference, the author states, between the way we approach this. Tasks are either algorithm. You pretty much do the same thing over and over in a certain way, or heuristic. You have to come up with something new every time because there are no set instructions to follow. Understanding the nature of the task is the first step to understanding what motivates us. According to the author, if you take the issue of money off of the table, the things that truly motivate people are autonomy, mastery, purpose. Autonomy, which is the desire to direct our own lives. Best way to achieve this is by giving people autonomy over the 4 T's: their task, their time, their technique, and their team. Mastery, the urge to get better and better at something that matters. Yet, most modern workplaces seem to be built on the lack of engagement and the disregard for mastery. Purpose, the yearning to do what we do in the service of something larger than ourselves. Luckily, some businesses have begun to rethink purpose in how they operate, but way too often the link between the company's purpose and the individual one is still left to chance. Do you want any pearls of wisdom? Are these pearls of wisdom or an oversimplification? I'm not sure. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start! Number 1. As Carol Dweck said, effort is one of the things that gives meaning to life. Effort means you care about something, that something is important to you and you are willing to work for it. It would be an impoverished existence if you were not willing to value things and commit yourself to working toward them. Of course, all goals are not created equal, and let me emphasize this point. Goals and extrinsic rewards aren't inherently corrupting, but goals are more toxic than Motivation 2.0 recognize. In fact, the business school professors suggest they should come with their own warning label. Goals may cause systematic problems for organizations due to narrowed focus, unethical behavior, increased risk-taking, decreased cooperation, and decreased intrinsic motivation. Use care when applying goals in your organization. In environments where extrinsic rewards are most salient, many people work only to the point that triggers the reward and no further. So, if students get a prize for reading 3 books, many won't pick up a 4th, let alone embark on a lifetime of reading, just as executives who hit their quarterly numbers often won't boost earnings a penny more, let alone contemplate the long-term health of their company. Likewise, several studies show that paying people to exercise, stop smoking, or take their medicines produce terrific results at first, but the healthy behavior disappears once the incentives are removed. Carrots and sticks, the 7 deadly flaws. They can extinguish intrinsic motivation. They can diminish performance. They can crush creativity. They can crowd out good behavior. They can encourage cheating, shortcuts, and unethical behavior. They can become addictive. They can foster short-term thinking. Seth Godin, author of Tribes and most popular marketing blogger, said, "As an entrepreneur, I'm blessed with 100% autonomy over task, time, technique, and team. Here's the thing. If I maintain that autonomy, I fail. I fail to ship, I fail to excel, I fail to focus. I inevitably end up either with no product or a product the market rejects. The art of the art is picking your limits. That's the autonomy I most cherish. The freedom to pick my boundaries. Autonomy over what we do is most important." Stephen Sagmeister, designer, told us, "The biggest difference between working for other studios and running my own has been the fact that I can choose what job we take on and what product, service, or institution we promote. This I find the single most important question. When I'm close to the content, research becomes easy, meetings become interesting. People who produce interesting products or services are mostly interesting themselves, and I don't have to be involved in false advertising." The Good Life by Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, the University of Rochester. The typical notion is this: you value something, you attain it, then you are better off as a function of it. But what we find is that there are certain things that if you value and if you attain them, you are worse off as a result of it, not better off. Failing to understand this conundrum, that satisfaction depends not merely on having goals, but on having the right goals, can lead sensible people down self-destructive paths. If people chase profit goals, reach those goals and still don't feel any better about their lives, one response is to increase the size and scope of the goals, to seek more money or greater outside validation, and that can drive them down a road of further unhappiness. Thinking is the road to happiness, Ryan said. One of the reasons for anxiety and depression in the high attainers is that they are not having good relationships. They are busy making money and attending to themselves, and that means that there's less room in their lives for love and attention and caring and empathy and the things that truly count, Ryan added. Jim Collins. Self-motivation and greatness. Expending energy trying to motivate people is largely a waste of time, Collins wrote in Good to Great. If you have the right people on the bus, they will be self-motivated. The real question then becomes, how do you manage in such a way as not to demotivate people? Collins suggests 4 basic practices for creating a culture where self-motivation can flourish. Lead with questions, not answers. Engage in dialogue and debate, not coercion. Conduct autopsies without blame. Build red flag mechanisms. In other words, make it easy for employees and customers to speak up when they identify a problem. And what do you think right now? Probably like with everything, easier said than done. But we should try. Thank you so much. Take care and stay safe.